There is bullishness on the aviation space from Warren Buffett's side, from Pabrai's side, and from a lot of people. So we thought it best to get in somebody who's turned around SpiceJet so wonderfully and get an outlook from him for the aviation industry for 2017. Whether the higher fuel charges and the hurt the cost of the Q3 earnings are here to stay or will change. Ajay Singh, CMD of SpiceJet, Johnson right now, very special guest. Thanks so much, Mr. Singh, for joining in. In a year when the Indian aviation market is estimated to grow at 25%, you expect 2017 to be a tough year. Why so?
I think that the industry continues to grow at 25%. The underlying demand remains incredibly strong. We have 100 million air trips today, which means that a person who typically travels about 3 times a year. So we have about 30 to 33 million discrete Indians flying today. That's still a very small number if you consider that the population is about 1.3 billion. So the underlying demand remains strong. And but of course, if oil prices go up tremendously and fares are, we are forced to take up fares as a consequence of that, that will have an impact on demand. So far things look quite good, but we have to be watchful on the cost side of things, fuel as well as airport charges and things like that. So let's hope for the best. The aviation sector in India is the fastest growing sector in the world today, and these are good times, but we need to prepare for the not so good times by taking a variety of actions, both as airlines and as a country.
Right. So what is it that you're doing differently to combat competitive pressures?
Our objective is to achieve profits. We are not in this to play the market share game. This is where we started 2 years ago, but as you know, we were in a very bad, difficult situation 2 years ago. And we have really tried to focus very hard on increasing yield and increasing profitability. And that is going to be our strategy going forward. We need to make sure that our average fares go up, that our ancillary revenues go up, and that we keep tweaking our network to ensure that we fly the most profitable routes, whether they are domestic or international. So that's essentially going to remain our strategy, to keep working on reducing our cost, to keep working on increasing our revenue, to keep increasing the average fares, and to keep trying to increase our ancillary revenue, so that our margins, we can retain our margins and try and increase upon the margins.
In a quarter which is known for discounted deals and at a time when fuel costs are rising while yields are declining, how is the Q4 operating picture looking like?
This was also the quarter, as you know, also the quarter when demonetization happened. And because of demonetization, we saw a sharp decline in discretionary travel. And that clearly had an impact on airlines in this quarter. And things are not completely back to normal. Things are getting back to normal. Things are improving, getting back to normal, and we hope that by Q1 of next year, things will be pretty stable.
Right. So on a relatively small fleet size, your load factor remains firmly above that 90% odd threshold. What seat capacity growth are we going to see from you in the coming quarters?
Firstly, for the last 22 months in a row, we have had a load factor in excess of 92%. This is something of a global record. And this is combined with the fact that, we've had the best on-time performance for the last 6 months. We've now had 8 profitable quarters. We've had amongst the least cancellations in the industry. So, in terms of operations, SpiceJet is doing extremely well. Going forward, of course, we will look at profitability. We have increased our capacity significantly in the last 2 years, but this has not come at the cost of yield and fares. We have continuously improved upon our yields and our fares, and this is what we will do going forward. So capacity additions, firstly, will depend upon the cost at which that capacity is available to us, but there certainly will be capacity additions through the course of this year. And secondly, as you know, we placed a large order with Boeing, and therefore there will be new aircraft which will start to get delivered next year. So there will be a capacity induction as a consequence of that.
Mr. Singh, last month you signed the biggest commercial aircraft deal in India with Boeing for the delivery of 205 aircraft valued at about $22 billion, if I'm not wrong. So when will we see these fuel savers starting to join your fleet?
They start to join the fleet in middle of 2018, and of course, you know, the placement of the order itself, which is Boeing's largest order in India in its history, is you know, because we are looking at reducing our cost, our operating cost. The new aircraft, up to 205 aircraft that have been ordered for up to $22 billion US dollars. These aircraft are 20% more fuel efficient than the existing aircraft that we fly, so that it brings down our fuel cost. They are much more economical in terms of engineering because we've also renegotiated engineering contracts, and of course the acquisition cost of the aircraft is lower than what we currently have. So I think on all the important parameters it will help us bring down average cost and give to the consumer a far you know, superior product. It will also give to SpiceJet an increased range because these aircraft fly about 1 hour more than the existing NG aircraft, and so that opens up several new destinations for SpiceJet to tap.
Right. Mr. Singh, you've said that, you know, there are quite a few finance options for this. So what is it that you've narrowed down to since purchase rights and firm orders have now been placed?
Well, to start with, you know, this is a particularly benign financing environment, global financing environment. So we will get some advantage from that. To start with, we will be doing sale and leaseback of aircraft which are to be delivered in 2018 and 2019. And after that, you know, we will try and see what is the most economical option for us to take. Exim Bank will be back in place soon in the next few months, and we will look at Exim backed financing and several other options that exist in the market today. The idea is to reduce the cost of financing.
The mega order hints of long-term vision and strategy behind being put into motion. So with the execution, give us the insight on how things will change for you over the next couple of quarters or the next couple of years actually.
Well, you know, our objective is to keep reducing cost, which the new order actually helps us do. Our objective also is to get into more profitable markets, which again this new order helps us do. You know, in the next 2 years, we expect that we will be able to retain and improve upon our margins. We will have a much larger operation in the country, and we will hopefully also increase our ancillary revenue by a significant amount from where we are today. We will be flying to many more destinations, both domestic and international, but the focus will remain on profitability in the next 2 years and on you know, ensuring that our operations remain absolutely top rate and you know, global quality, and you know, our brand is well regarded by customers both in India and overseas.
Right. Mr. Singh, you've always focused on growing responsibly and profitably, and you know, last 8 quarters are only evidence of that. But there must be some targets on your mind as you've built some case history on initial goals, moving up from the 4th rank, LCC, market share, etc. What numbers can you share with us?
So, you know, we want to be, so simply we want to be the most profitable airline in the country. We want to be the best airline in terms of on-time performance, and we want to have the least cancellations. I mean, this is critical for us. We want to continuously you know, delight our customers and make them happier and make their journey easier and smoother. So these are the broad objectives for SpiceJet, and we will continue to work on that, because this is not something that you can just do and sit back. You have to continuously keep working on it to make sure that the standards remain really high.
You focused on short-haul, narrow-body models. Now you're examining low-cost, long-haul models to go beyond Asia into Europe, I think, going by a plane order. So what will we see on the international route addition as you spread your wings?
The new narrow body fleet that we have, which is the Boeing MAX aircraft, has a larger range than the NG aircraft. So that in itself opens up more destinations, closer to home, but still several destinations which are further from where we fly today. So certainly, we will be exploring several of those destinations with the new fleet. As far as Europe and the US are concerned, we believe that there is a market for Indians who want to fly at a low cost, long distance. But we don't know that business. We are studying that business, and again, if we find that it is a significantly profitable business, we will explore it. But the focus for the time being remains on narrow body aircraft flying the range that they can fly, and on the regional aircraft flying tier 2, tier 3 towns.
Okay, Mr. Singh, good luck with the future quarters ahead, and hope we will chat again with you soon. That's a very bullish sounding SpiceJet, and especially today it was the most relevant conversation considering Buffett in his letter has talked about aviation stocks. We just heard from Monish Babra as well in his view on aviation, and now SpiceJet's Mr. Singh only voicing out the same points.
You might fly to Europe in a SpiceJet plane soon, and they are really good, by the way, off late. Nevertheless, take a break on that note. We'll talk about that and more with Manish Gunwani, Deputy CIO Equity at ICICI Prudential AMC. He'll be joining